Welcome
to
episode 142 of Doctor Who Time and Space, starring me, Lewis Moon.
And me, D. Cool. So what do we have on this week's show?
Well, we are going to continue our Doctor Through the Decades series, where we are going to be looking back at the 1970s, which include the glory years of Tom Baker's Doctor.
We're looking forward for that one, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll also be talking through our review of the episode, the John Pertwee episode from the 70s.
Yes.
Yes.
The 70s.
From that particular decade. The Sea Devils.
Yeah. We'll be pressing the magic randomizer button.
Yes. We'll be giving you some news and views.
No, you have to save that till last.
Do I? Do I have to?
Yeah,
because it's a segue.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, we'll be doing a quiz or question. And
now and we'll be having news and views, which will be first. But yeah, let's just.
It's all gone wrong now, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
It's all ruined that moment. That seamless link in. Well, let's go into that seamless link. So we'll be having some news and views from the universe. What sort of news, who's, and views?
Well, we have very little.
Do we?
So, how are you, Mr. Deacle?
I'm very good, thank you very much, Mr.
Good.
News. Does that mean that we don't have any news then?
We do.
We have some?
A little bit.
Okay.
Very little, but few.
Little bits. Which I guess is at the moment you'd expect it to be relatively quiet on the news.
That's why I'm not rushing, so it goes on for an hour.
Yeah, we'll just talk more slowly. We'll talk more slowly than normal.
More slow.
But we do have some news. But the thing is that what I was about to say is that particularly because filming hasn't yet started, as far as we're aware, on the new series. This time last year, we probably had a little bit more, just because it all kicked off, hadn't it?
But this year it's been very secretive with that sort of thing.
Yeah. Which leads us to think that maybe, potentially, we're not going to see too much Who this year. Possibly some towards the end of the year, just before Christmas.
Yeah, maybe.
So what's our headline news?
So, writer and producer Robert Banks Stewart has died at the age of 84. Robert Banks Stewart is best known to Doctor Who fans as the creator of the Zygons, but his body of work encompassed far more than the shape-shifting body snatchers, creating some of the most loved series on British television. Born in Edinburgh, Banks Stewart started his profession life as a journalist, but his interests always lay in television scripts. In the 1950s, he worked for both Pinewood Studios and Thames Television, providing scripts for series such as Danger Man, The Human Jungle, Top Secret, The Sweeney, and The Avengers. He wrote 5 episodes of Arthur of the Britons for HTV. In 1975, he was asked to write for Doctor Who and came up Terror of the Zygons, a story that went on to be one of the most fondly remembered of the original series. The Zygons would return for the show's 50th anniversary special in 2013, their success ensuring a full return in their most recent series of the show. Due to the triumph of Zygon script, he was asked to write the 6-part conclusion to the series, coming up with Seeds of Doom, introducing the Crinoids and the deranged
horticulturalists.
Harrison Chase.
Okay.
In 1979, he created the detective series Shoestring. Set in Bristol, the The series was a major success for the BBC, topping the ratings and running for 2 series. When leading actor Trevor Reeve declined to stay with the show, Banks Stewart created another series, Bergerac, set this time on the island of Jersey and starring John Nettles as the eponymous detective and recovering alcoholic who liked to drive his vintage sports car while solving crimes. The series would run for 9 years, and would feature Louise Jameson as Jim Bergerac's girlfriend, Susan Young.
Sure, I didn't remember that. I remember Bergerac really, really clearly when I was growing up, but I don't remember Louise Jameson being in it. It's strange.
In the 1980s, he became a producer, working on the first series of Lovejoy. In 1991, he produced and adapted H.E. Bates's novel Darling Buds of May for ITV, which gained one of the highest ratings for a new series in the history of British television. Banks Stewart was instrumental in casting the unknown Catherine Zeta-Jones in the role of Mariette. Robert Banks Stewart died at home on Thursday after suffering from cancer. He is survived by 3 sons from his second marriage and a daughter from his first.
So that little obituaries come from DoctorWhoNews.net, isn't it?
Yes.
A nice write-up that.
Yes.
So, a couple of classic episodes there for Who.
Yes.
So we didn't write a lot of stories. But we didn't write a lot of stories.
No, we
for
didn't.
Who, but the 2 we did write are probably
Classic.
2 of the finest from the Tom Baker era.
Yeah, Tom Baker era.
Certainly Terror of the Zygons, a real favourite.
Seat of Doom's a good one as
Yeah.
well.
They're 2, you think about it, actually it's odd, isn't it? Because they're 2 villains that, until recent times, obviously, we're since the Day of Doctor and the Zygon invasion / inversion, where the Zygons have returned. 2 great villains which didn't come back, or hadn't come back until recent times. Do you think we'll get to see the Crinoids again? Or do you think they were very much a one story?
I think they were very much a one story villain.
Mm.
Have you ever seen that story?
I have seen it. I don't remember it. It's one that I would love to come up in the randomizer. Let's keep our fingers crossed that in tribute to Robert Banks Stewart, we get one of these 2 episodes on the randomizer. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Whereas we know that actually what will happen is we'll get Twin Dilemma. Damn you! No, why? So yeah, nice obituary that.
Yes.
And rest in peace, Mr. Stewart.
Yes.
So do we have
Well, obviously we have had a couple more deaths this week, but not in Doctor Who.
No.
Yes.
It's been a sad week for deaths, isn't it?
It has been, yeah. And I think the big ones have been because of cancer.
Yeah, it's been a very sad week. It's been much of it upset.
Yes.
But there we have it. That's life, isn't it?
Yes.
So do we have any other news?
So Class to be a BBC America co-production. BBC America have confirmed they will be co-producing the new Doctor Who spin-off series, Class. The 8-part series is written by American young adult writer Patrick Ness, best known for his award-winning book, A Monster Calls. The series will be set in Coal Hill School in contemporary London and is executive produced by Stephen Moffat and Brian Minchin, the team behind Doctor Who, and is due to be screened in autumn 2016. BBC America have also confirmed they have commissioned a new original scripted series based on the Dirk Gently books. The series is an adaptation of former Doctor Who script editor Douglas Adams's comic novels Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and is set in the world of its hyperactive, absurdist, eponymous detective Dirk Gently. The books were inspired by the unfinished Doctor Who story, Shada, intended for transmission in 1980, but never completed due to a BBC strike. The channel have ordered 8 one-hour episodes, scripted by Matt Landis. The books were previously adapted for BBC 4 with Stephen Mangan in the title role and shown between 2010 and 2012.
Interesting. So we still don't really know too much about Class, do we?
No.
I mean, we know it's coming. We know it's going to be in sort of autumn time. We don't know who any of the characters are going to be. We don't know what any of the villains are going to be. Do we know anything about it? Is it going to be?
We don't know anything proper about it.
I mean, is it going to have aliens in it? Do we know that?
Peter Capaldi hasn't been asked to be in it.
Okay.
We know that.
Is it going to have monsters in it? Do we know?
I don't know.
I can't even remember whether we know that. Is it going to have weird goings on in it? Or
it will.
You think? Yeah.
Mm.
I think it needs to, doesn't it? I mean, as we've said a few times on this show, we probably are in need of some science fiction Who-related program that's linked to the Doctor Who universe.
Yes.
Particularly with the harder-edged series that we're getting at the moment in the actual main program, which we love.
Yeah, we do, but there are going to be some people who are put off with Doctor Who because of that, and that they may lose ratings even more.
It's odd actually, isn't it? Because if you think about it, if you think back on Series 9, I know we're going off topic a little bit, and actually we went on this topic a few weeks back, but Series 9 in a way got darker and darker as it went on, didn't it? If you think of the first few episodes, you think of the two Davos parts, you think of the ghosty story beneath the lake. No. Was it beneath the lake? What's it called? I've forgotten the name of it now. Before the Flood.
Yeah.
Before the Flood. Under the lake?
Under the lake before the
Under
flood.
the lake before the Flood. If you think of those, they were still... They weren't too dark, were they? They were still very adventurous. Obviously creepier, but... but then all of a sudden... It's probably... Do you think, in a way, the turning point is the woman who lived? Sort of, it's a lot more talkative, but then you get the Zygon episodes, and then after that point, it then got quite dark, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going off topic.
That's all right. So talking about ratings,
cool.
The final Australian ratings for Husbands of River Song have been released.
Okay.
Including time-shifted viewers, Husbands of River Song averaged 761,000 consolidated viewers in the 5 major capital cities, with 186,000 extra viewers. It was the highest time-shifted program of the day. The second highest time-shifting program only had 33,000 extra viewers. And the 7th highest rating program of the day overall. These ratings do not include iView or regional viewers.
Okay. That sounds very confusing, doesn't it, in comparison to our ratings?
It does, yeah.
I don't understand that properly, but
I don't.
It's probably me being thick. I just noticed you're using a different site than normal here.
There's not any news on .2TV.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing on there.
Nothing. Because usually you use .2TV for your news.
Yeah,
They're
but
using
there's no
.2news.net.
But there's no news on .2TV this week. There's just polls.
Yeah, this is still quite good, isn't it? There's some good stuff on here.
There is some good stuff on here. So Sylvester checks in to the real Marigold Hotel. So 7th Doctor Sylvester McCoy is to star in a new BBC Two travel documentary series, The Real Marigold Hotel, which takes the cast on the journey of a lifetime. The series, inspired by but otherwise unrelated to the blockbuster film, documents the authentic experience of 8 famous senior citizens as they head to India on an experimental adventure. Joining the 72-year-old McCoy will be actor Marianne Mariloyers, dancer Wayne Sleep, comedian Roy Walker, chef Rosemary Schrager, darts champion Bobby George, singer Patty Boyle, and former newsreader Jan Liebig for 3 weeks to see if they would consider spending their golden years retiring to the other side of the world.
What was this called again, this program?
The Real Marigold Hotel.
Because when you first started mentioning it, and there was a picture of Sylvester McCoy wearing like a holiday shirt, and my immediate thought was that the news had got so little this week. All they were doing is telling you that Sylvester McCoy was going on holiday. Why not? You're going to go down to the next article, and it's going to be Colin Baker buys a tin of beans. But no, so it's not quite as that limited on news on that. Anyway,
So,
and apparently Colin Baker doesn't like beans. I don't know, I made that up.
4,000 miles from home, the group will land in colourful Jaipur, capital of the state of Rajasthan in northern India, to test whether they can set up a better, more rewarding retirement here than in the UK. In the scorching heat, the group will take over Haveli, an Indian private mansion, and from the moment they arrive, they will have to work out how to set up home together, from who will cook and clean, and whether they will hire staff, to how they will get around and spend their time. Their unforgettable adventure will see the group fully embrace Indian culture, from the surprises of the capital's largest slum to meeting Jaipur's royal family at the opulent Rambagh Place.
This sounds like a sort of like a alternative celebrity Big Brother, doesn't it?
As they settle into local life, members of the group will take to yoga and learn some Hindi, experience shopping in the hectic streets, hunt for potential properties and take advantage of the medical care. We'll see them visit the Ganesh Chaturthi festival, ride elephants, make a trip to one of the holiest Hindu cities in India, Varanasi, and also test out long-distance travel by embracing a 150-mile trip to the jewel in India's crown, the Taj Mahal. From the environment to the food, the transport to the customs, moving away from the UK is guaranteed to be a culture shock for our cast, as they leave routines and loved ones behind to adapt to living together in a completely new way of life. It's set to air late January 2016.
That article had probably the most challenging words in it that you were ever going to have to read out, didn't it?
Yes.
All these Indian words. So that's something to look forward to, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not sure that I really fancy watching that.
No.
But it's interesting. It's good to see Sylvester on the telly.
Yes.
So is there anything else, or
what are we doing on this day, like always?
Okay, yeah, on this day. So what's happening on this day?
The Romans, the Slave Traders was broadcast in 1965 at 5:40 p.m. watched by 13 million viewers. Care of the Autons episode 3 was broadcast in 1971 and at 5:15 p.m. watched by 8.1 million viewers. And Torchwood, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was broadcast in 2008 at 9:02 p.m. watched by 4.22 million viewers.
That's quite high, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder what I'd get now. Once I get less.
Yeah, it would. Michael Atwell died 2006, age 63. Would be 73 today. 2 credits including Isbur, The Ice Warrior, and The Ice Warriors. David Arlen is 79 today, credited as Warrior Guard and Mutants. Peter Forbes Robinson would be 89 today. 3 credits including Guard in Power of the Daleks. Gordon Sterney is 93 today, credited as Hildolf in Ambassadors of Death. Margaret Thomas would be 96 today, credited as Storeholder in the Romans. Robert Keegan died this time In 1988, age 63, credited as Shellac in the Ribos operation, and Peter Butterworth died this time in 1979, aged 59, 2 credits including the meddling monk in the Time Nebula.
Interesting. So, what was the name of the guy that played? So that was the guy that played the meddling monk.
Peter Butterworth.
Yeah. When did he die?
1979.
Okay.
Age 51.
I remember him really well from the Carry On films. He was quite regular.
Wait, what?
Remember those?
Let's see. Was he in there?
Yeah, he was. He was quite often in it. He's one of the famous Carry On actors. Mentioned it back at the top actually. And now it's all gone a bit funny, but he was, I promise.
Yes.
So
I don't doubt you.
Yeah.
I really don't.
No.
Do not worry.
You never doubt me.
I never doubt you.
So we're not you do when it comes to who facts.
Yes, I do a little
Because
bit.
they're often wrong, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Because they are. I only doubt you on things that I need to doubt you on. I don't purposely doubt you.
So,
what
does that bring us on to? Is it time for
Doctor Through the Decades?
So you better just remind everyone what Doctor Through the Decades is.
So we are going to look back at each of the periods of Doctor Who, 1960s, 70s in this case, 80s, 90s, 2000s and 2010s. Okay. And we are going to look at the best bits and the worst bits about that era. And I start off giving a little bit of a roundup of all the events that happened.
Okay.
So starting off in at the beginning in 1970, was one of the most radical episodes with changes in. We had a new regeneration played by John Pertwee. We had a new companion played by Liz Shaw. We had an exile to Earth, and we had the first colour episode. Now, colour was a radical part of this era, and also unit was quite a big part. Obviously, the Doctor was confined to Earth for this period of time. He's faced 2 new inventions in 2 stories in a row, which are the Autons and the Silurians. Later on in Inferno, he faced Liz leaving him, but then in the next story, he got a new friend, Jo. But it wasn't all good with this new companion, because there was a new foe as well, which would become one of the most memorable foes of all time, the Master, which was probably the main the main villain of this era. So he helped the Autons in his first adventure. We faced the Doctor and Jo travelling around, and in the 3 Doctors, it was the first ever multi-Doctor story, with the first 3 Doctors combining together, even though William Hartnell was in his bed. But this also saw the Doctor fixing his TARDIS as a reward from the Time Lords. So him and Jo travelled around until Green Death, when Jo went off to get married. But then we encountered both Sarah Jane Smith and the Sontarans for the first time in The Time Warrior. Sarah Jane Smith would go on to be one of the most major people ever in Who history. In Planet of the Spiders, we witnessed the regeneration from the 3rd Doctor, John Pertwee, to the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker, who, starting from robot, would become the most iconic Doctor to most people of all time. He was He and Sarah were joined by Harry Sullivan, a unit person, and when they were travelling together, it was one of the most iconic episodes ever, Genesis of the Daleks. Sarah Jane had to leave though in Hand of Fear, when in Deadly Assassin it was the first ever story where the Doctor was on his own with no companion. But that soon changed, however, in Face of Evil, when he got Leela as his companion, played by Louise Jameson. This was also a period of time with many classic adventures, including Robots of Death and Talons of Wen Cheyenne. In Invasion of Time, though, Leela left as well, and that paved the way to Romana 1's beginning in Armageddon Factor, when in Destiny of the Daleks she regenerated into Romana 2, played by Lala Ward. So that's the roundup of the 70s.
Okay. Do you know what I love about these roundups? I could just sit there listening to you talk, running through that. But I love the way that you did that without any form of script. You just did that from memory off the top of your head.
Yeah.
You just talked through, and it was so well done. But anyway, apart from sort of praising you up there, am I right in thinking that's the only companion that has ever regenerated?
I believe so, yes.
I think it is, isn't it?
Definitely in Who. It might have been in Big Finish, but
yeah. Well, I guess you've had people like Captain Jack that had stuff happen to them, haven't you? You know, but not a sort of regeneration as such. I guess it's probably there hasn't been that many. How many companions has the Doctor had that have actually been Time Lords? Is it just Romana?
I think it is, yeah.
So that would also explain why there's been the only regeneration, I guess. What was very clear from that dialogue that you came up with just a minute ago was what a classic decade this is.
It is a very classic decade.
In fact, you could put a very good argument to say that this is probably the strongest period of Doctor Who history.
It is, yes, I believe.
I was lucky enough to grow up in it, albeit that I don't really remember the first few years of it because I was so ickle. But I do remember Tom Baker era with great fondness.
Yes.
So, what do we want to talk about in general?
First up, Best Doctor, and it's obvious.
It is obvious, but it shouldn't be, should it?
No.
Because what is obvious is that John Pertwee is a very strong Doctor.
Yes.
And I wouldn't want to say anything other than that because he is very, very good. But he's up against Tom Baker here.
And nobody can beat
Tom Baker. Tom Baker is the Doctor. I think Tom Baker will always be the Doctor.
I think he always will, yeah.
I don't think, you know, I don't think there'll ever be anyone who encapsulates the Doctor to the extent that Tom Baker did. It's just that whole image that he had. And because I think that it'd be very difficult. I don't think you could see anyone playing the part for as long as that again. Because I think it's a lot more grueling now. I don't suppose it took them quite as long to film those old 70s episodes as it did now. I don't know for a fact, but now we know.
Because they've got it's more complex now.
Yeah. We know now that it takes a lot of screen time, doesn't it? You know, it's the best part of the year. Capaldi's working on Doctor Who, which must be
January
very draining.
till August.
Yeah, it must be very draining. And then you've got all the promotion of it. And of course, I don't suppose they really had that anywhere near the same extent.
No.
You know, they weren't doing world tours and things like that.
So, best episodes. Obviously, there were a lot of good episodes in the 70s. But the best one was Genesis of the Daleks.
It's got to be, isn't it? But there is some really stiff competition there.
Talon.
I mean, do you know, I really love Talons of Wen Cheyenne.
Yes.
Really, really love it. But I think you've got Genesis is just
So strong.
so strong,
So strong.
arguably the best classic Who story.
I think it may be the best classic Who story.
Yeah, some great moments in there, isn't there, which we've seen obviously relived fairly recently in the new series. And some of the dialogue that we had between the Doctor and Davros, some of the strongest dialogues in the whole history of Who.
Yes, it's got some classic moments, classic dialogue. It's just a classic episode, and it lives up to the name classic Who.
So what if you were taking it back and rewinding it then? Because we've got, as we said, we've got 2 Doctors in this decade. If we were looking at the best episode that came through from the John Pertwee era, what would you select?
I love. You may know if you've seen the podcast or anything that I absolutely love Spearhead from Space.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say Inferno.
Yes. I'm just checking. Inferno is the one we watched where in the parallel universe. I really love that actually. I think that's probably my favourite I've seen.
I love the diamonds as well, but I'm gonna say Inferno.
Yeah.
It's just a classic.
And of course Colony in Space, which I love.
Yes.
But I love that probably more than most people. Tom Baker, when he came in, because we know he was there for a long time and actually carried forward into the 80s as well. Whilst he did carry on into the 80s, and there's some good episodes like the Gopless that we talked about on Behind the Sofa last week, his strongest episodes are definitely the 70s ones.
And his golden years, golden years of Doctor Who really were in the 1970s.
Yeah. So it's particularly, I would suggest, the Sarah Jane and then the Leela eras that Tom Baker are the strongest ones.
They are.
Yeah. Okay. Any other particular episodes that jump out at you that you wanted to make? I mean, we talked about Terror of the Zygons earlier on, didn't we?
That is a great one.
Robots of Death.
Oh yeah. That's another good one.
The other one, Seeds of Doom.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just classic after classic, isn't it? And in fact, that first series of Tom Baker, I don't know whether you can remember them off the top of your head.
Robot, Ark in Space is a good one. Centaur Experiment, Genesis, Revenge, and Sunbed.
So you've got in there some absolute classics, haven't you? Some of the best classic era Doctor Who stories all coming in one series.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely really, really strong.
So best monster from the 1970s.
Again, some very strong characters here. What you've got to say is the starting point, and you touched on it in your roundup at the beginning. We were introduced to the Master.
Yes. I'm going to say him.
You're going to say the Master?
Yeah. He's not necessarily a monster, he's a villain. Zygons are the best monster. Zygons.
Yeah, I find it hard to go past the Zygons because they are. I said that. You've got the Autons as well.
Oh.
Haven't you? I love the Autons, particularly the classic Autons.
And you've got Silurians as well.
Yeah.
And Sea Devils.
Yeah. There's so many good monsters. And Davros, of course.
Davros!
We introduced Davros.
No, Davros. Who's better, Davros or the Master?
You see, that is difficult, isn't it? That is difficult.
Depends which Master you're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is something great about Davros. But similarly, there's certain incarnations of the Master who are very strong. We'll be talking a little bit about Delgado later on in terms of the Sea Devils. But he was a really strong Master, wasn't he? And then obviously,
was probably the strongest.
Yeah. But Anthony Ainsley, who we saw later on, Ainley. I always say that, don't I?
You do, yeah, like Macy Williams.
Yeah.
Macy's like what Americans say.
Yeah. I can't help it.
No,
I've got issues.
No, you do.
But I'm still lovable.
I know you are.
Do we have other questions on this decade?
A best companion.
Easy.
No.
Easy for me.
Yeah.
Leela.
She is great, but I've got to say Sarah Jane.
Yeah, I've got to say Leela. I love the whole ruggedness about her. And also, we met Louise Jameson, and she was a beautiful lady, wasn't she?
She was.
Really, really friendly. Let her, sort of took some pictures with her, didn't we, and stuff like that. So, Leela is for me. Leela will always be in my heart as my favourite companion. I think. if I was travelling around the universe with a companion, I'd want it to be Leela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she could defend you.
She could defend me, because I would actually, particularly if it was me, as in the way I am, I'd be absolutely rubbish, and I'd get exterminated or deleted within moments, whereas Leela would hopefully save me.
What's the best thing about this hero?
Tom Baker.
Yeah, obviously.
Tom Baker. I love the 1980s credits as well. They're still, if you were to say to me,
70s.
sorry, yes, what did I say?
80s.
That's it. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Yeah, if you were to sort of like talk about opening credits, the 1970s credits for me are still just.
What, that one with the blue, like,
yeah,
triangle
yeah,
thing?
it's exactly what comes into my head when I think of Doctor Who. Yeah. Worst companion.
Things.
Worst things about it. It wasn't really that much that was bad, was it? I mean, it was.
Probably the.
Might
Not
be a
tackiness.
Might be a few episodes which aren't great, perhaps, but that'd be the case with every decade.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Some of it's dated a little bit.
Dated, yeah, that's the word.
But there's times when you realise to what extent it was done on a shoestring budget. But it is the classic era. It's the best decade, and there isn't too much wrong with it. I don't think.
No.
We look at it, the companions over the whole period. I mean, usually there'd be a handful of companions that we might say, "Oh, I found them a bit annoying," or whatever. But there wasn't in this decade.
No.
You can argue that possibly the first Romana may be weaker than the others, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
But overall, it was just a really strong period of Who, I think.
Yeah, a very strong period.
Yeah.
Maybe the best.
I think the best. Yeah.
Yes.
I think the best.
Closely followed by the 2010s.
Yeah, I think it's in a really good position here at the moment. And I know not everybody agrees. There's a lot of people that don't like the Stephen Moffat era.
Yes, but I prefer it much more than. I think it's the second best era, just behind 70s.
Yeah.
Never beat the 70s.
No, indeed.
Only in the 2020s this is good. If Doctor Who's still going on there.
But I think part of this as well is because of the fact that there's a lot of similarities between Capaldi's Doctor and Tom Baker's, and I think that's perhaps one of the reasons why it really appeals to me. So, anything else in this item?
I don't think there are.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're moving on next week to the decade that saw the demise of the Doctor, really.
Tom Baker. Oh wait, no.
Overall, yeah. Saw us go through some periods, some parts that were better than others, but generally, we won't say too much because we don't want to ruin it for next week. But.
And then the week after that, we'll have a look at the wilderness years. Maybe I should show you some things like Scream of the Shalka and the. It's not too long, and Curse of Fatal Death.
Okay.
With Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, no, that'd be interesting. And perhaps we could talk a little bit in the wilderness years about what could have been.
Yes.
So we could talk about what was and what could have been. So that's the end of Doctor the Decade.
Yes, Doctor Through the Decade.
Doctor Through the Decade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does that bring us on to next, sir?
It brings us on to our review of the Sea Devils.
Okay. So the Sea Devils was selected using our magic randomizer
Two
device.
weeks ago.
2 weeks
And
ago.
you may, if you watched last week's show, all the way through, or just the Sea Devils review, then we started our review looking at the first 3 parts. We didn't look at parts 4, 5, 6, or we didn't give up. We just gave a short verdict on the first few parts.
Yeah. Okay.
But now we're back to give our full verdict on all.
Okay. So how should we kick off?
Do you want to give a story roundup?
Okay, I'm just going to try and remember this. It seems like a long time ago that we started watching it now.
It was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago. I mean, trying to remember desperately. Okay, I'm pretty sure that what happens in this one is that the Doctor and Joe go to seek the Master who's been imprisoned and make sure he's still safely under arrest. We get the feeling that he is. What we don't realise is that the treacherous Twinchard is actually working for the for the Master.
Doctor.
And basically, the Master's got this plot, really, isn't he, where he wants the Sea Devils to take over the Earth. I think everything the Master does is largely down to the fact that he hates the Doctor so much, albeit that he loves him too. But he constantly wants to do things to hurt him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he'd quite happily see the Sea Devils wipe out the human race because he knows the Doctor loves them so much. In the meantime, there's all these boats, all these ships going missing. And the reason they're going missing is because the Sea Devils have come out of hibernation and are taking the ships, taking the submarines and things. So the Master is trying to help them. The Doctor's trying to organise a sort of peace pact. And all in all, it leads to quite a entertaining story with 2 main sets of villains, really.
Yes.
The Master and the Sea Devils.
And even though the Sea Devils have only been in it twice, this is they are iconic villains.
Yeah, indeed. So, if that's enough, probably of the story. If I pass it over to you, what's your general take on this story?
I really enjoyed this story. It's a strong point for the John Pertwee era.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a while for the Sea Devils to become major parts of it.
Yeah.
The first half is all about the Master, and it's set at the prison. The second half is all about the Sea Devils.
Yeah.
So I really like how there's 2 different villains. The plot's really good. It's a good idea to bring in the Sea Devils, and I like how they are linked to the Silurians, and there's a lot of reference back.
Yeah.
It's a story which brings lots of mystery, and it's got a 70s feel, and the music is adorable. But I really like this story.
We had a chuckle, didn't we? Because in the bits when they're in the prison, all of the prison officers all seem to look pretty much the same. All had the same moustache, and there was like moments when they were getting killed. It just looked like the same guy being killed over and over again, didn't it?
It probably was.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Do you think it's too long in 6 parts?
I don't think so, no, because if it was 4 parts, then they'd have to rush it. I think there are some stories which need 6 parters, and I think this story needs a 6-part format.
Because I found, like, however much I enjoyed it, and I really did enjoy it, I thought it was a really, really great story and another classic John Pertwee. I felt that the second half of the story probably wasn't as strong as the first half.
It probably wasn't, no.
And I know it's all about the Sea Devils, but actually, in a way, I like the devious element of the Master.
Yeah.
With the Sea Devils being on the edge of it more than the bit of the Sea Devils. It becomes a little bit more stereotypical monsters invading, soldiers shooting aliens.
Yes.
Sort of
like always.
Yeah. But it was good. I enjoyed both parts of it.
Yes.
But I think probably I like the first half better.
I think so.
I think it perhaps could have been 5 episodes. I know that'd be a bit uneven.
Yeah, but that's not the sort of form. I suppose the Diamonds did it.
Mm. That's a fine part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of John Pertwee and Katie Manning?
So the first couple of times we saw Katie Manning as Jo, the Doctor, or the first time we both sat and watched stuff, I wasn't really sure I liked her that much as a companion. And when she was in the Sarah Jane one, what episode was she was in?
Death of the Doctor.
Yeah.
With Matt Smith.
Yeah, I found her a little bit annoying, I guess. Maybe.
She was a little bit, yeah.
But
I think she was meant to be a bit over the top.
yeah. But looking back on these episodes, and same, we watched a few John Pertwee ones. Yeah. She was actually, she came across really, really good. I think it got to the point where when I was thinking that a lot of her dialogue just seemed to be, but you can't kill the Doctor. But the Doctor's still in there. The Doctor's going to die. Oh no! Don't let the Doctor die. You know there was.
The Doctor's gonna be killed.
There was times where I thought she wasn't really given the greatest lines.
No, but companions are very supportive.
Particularly these days, they were, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, that's when we talked earlier on about the Great Decade and how this is the strongest period of Doctor Who. What you have got to say is that whilst that is the case, the companions are probably stronger characters now than even the great companions that we
They're
had
probably
in the 70s.
stronger in the. Most of the companions in the 70s are probably stronger than those of the 60s.
Yeah.
Most of
Yeah.
those of the 60s.
Yeah. Well, I guess it probably mirrors the rising of women power, really, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because with each decade, their roles get stronger. You know, in the 80s, we saw the arrival of Ace, for instance.
Yes.
A very strong female character, and certainly by the time you get into the modern era, they're often stronger than the Doctor, aren't they? So that did knock me a little bit. The whole dialogue that James got. What do you make of the Master?
I think he's really good. I love Roger Delgado.
Yeah.
He just feels like the Master, and he is the original Master, so he is the role model.
Yeah.
He's really good in this story. He just feels evil and unsettling.
Because there's the great scene, and I know we laughed about this when we were watching it, but end of episode two, I think,
yeah.
where they have the big sword fight.
And then it repeats again.
And it goes on for ages, doesn't it? It goes on for absolutely ages. Probably the longest intro of a Doctor Who episode.
Actually, Planet of the Spiders is like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it went on for absolutely ages, didn't it? But I mean, that's a great moment, isn't it? Well, it's very over the top. But the other bit that made us laugh, and again, I think it's where some of these episodes are dated to a certain extent, was towards the end when all the Sea Devils are attacking, and they seem to take it in turns coming out shooting. But again, it's just
something to pick at.
It's just it's just because they're of their time, and they have obviously a lot of constraints.
Yes.
It would be. I don't know, would it? I mean, I arguing with myself now, but part of me thinks it would be interesting to see some of these old episodes remade in the modern day to see how they work. But at the same point, I genuinely hate remakes.
Yeah, I know.
It'd probably lose a lot of its charm.
It would probably.
Yeah, but yeah, Sea Devils. What do you make of them?
I love the Sea Devils.
Yeah.
They're good creations. I think they should appear in New Who. They haven't appeared in New Who yet, but I think they really need to bring them back.
They've got to be quite high up the pecking order, haven't they, of villains that we could see too.
Yeah, I mean, Zygods were at the top for a little while, the Ice Warriors, but they brought them back.
Because we did in the bigger adventures, didn't we?
What?
Brought the Sea Devils back.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. So that was quite good. What else do we want to say about this episode? So, what's your favourite bit today? We usually do a favourite bits bit.
No, we do the scores. Do we want to do?
Okay, so the scores then, yeah.
So, Monster.
Sea devils, classic monster. Quite humorous because of the era that they came from, tackiness of the costumes, etc., which is part of its charm. But it's quite funny. They got really, really long necks.
Yeah.
And then sea devils, because obviously that's what they look with the neck rather than the head. But I love the bulbous eyes of the sea devils.
Yeah,
I love their eyes.
they're great.
So I'm going to give them. I'm going to give them a 9. I think.
Okay, so supportive cast.
Has some great characters in it, isn't
There
there?
are.
You've got Trenchard.
Yes,
Treacherous
Trenchard.
You've got the guy with the moustache.
Yes, isn't that Donald Sumter? Russell.
Oh, I was thinking of a different guy. I was thinking of the prison guards.
Oh yeah, the third guard.
Third guard, yeah. Yeah, we liked him, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were chuckling because for a long time it looked like he was just going to stand there and not say anything.
Yeah.
But eventually, well,
sadly he did.
But sadly, he did something. Which is good, really.
Yes.
So yeah, supporting cast was really, really good. I think I'm going to give it an 8. Supporting cast.
Okay. What did you give the monsters?
9.
Okay. What do you give the excitement?
It's quite a fast-paced episode, isn't it?
Definitely part 5, I think.
Yeah, it moves around at quite a good pace. It's never really lets up, and then when you get by the end of it, it's a little bit more typical, I think, towards the end. But you've got a lot of action, haven't you, with the sea devils coming out of the water and attacking. That's of course another moment we didn't talk about, but one of these there's a handful of real iconic moments from the story.
Yes.
There? For instance, the great sword fight we talked about earlier, but then I think probably more importantly, the sea devil coming out of the water.
Yes.
It's a classic moment.
So, what did you give?
Excitement. I'm going to give it a 9. Excitement.
Okay. And pace.
Pace. I'm going to give it a 9 for pace as well. You know, because I think it's got a really good pace.
You give it 35 out of 40.
So that's a really high score, isn't it?
It is.
Which I think actually, when we looked at because we keep as we're going back and revisiting, or in some cases watching for the first time, old episodes of him, we keep a running chart, don't we?
Yeah.
And this is quite high up, isn't it?
Yes,
quite
it is.
In the list. So, and I think it merits that. Really enjoyed the Sea Devils.
I did too.
Yeah.
And now it's time to press the randomizer again.
Time to press the randomizer.
I just need to.
Okay, so for those people that don't know, the randomizer, whilst Lewis prepares it, is a magic spreadsheet that we put together. It stores every episode of Who that's ever been created. We put a little macro into it, so it's got a button that we press, which randomly plucks one of the episodes out. We then watch that in the following week or 2 weeks if it's a longer episode, and then we talk about it as soon as we can.
Okay, so ready?
Okay, what have we got?
Robots of
Ooh,
the
it's a treat for us. The Robots of Death. I'm really
Robots of Death.
Really, we didn't talk about that one earlier on, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Tom Baker.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, Tom Baker.
Is it, I'm trying to think, is it a leader companion?
It is a Leela.
Hey! Oh, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Robots of Death.
That's great. So that's a 4-parter?
Yeah. Have you ever seen that one?
I did when I was growing up, but I don't
Have
remember.
you ever watched it with me?
No.
It's a 4-parter, yeah.
4-parter. So we'll watch that. We'll be talking about that next week then,
Yes,
won't
we'll be talking. Hopefully, we'll be watching that all by next
we?
week.
Okay.
So hopefully, you'll hear our review of that next week.
Fantastic. So that brings us on to the final section of the show.
Yes.
Quiz or question. Everyone's favourite. That was very short this time.
It was very different.
It was a completely different theme. Everyone's favourite bit of the podcast, probably if they like sung theme tunes. So can you remind us what happens in quiz or question?
So
what is it? Oh, lights are gone. Way.
Whoa.
But we still have power, I think. Let's carry on.
What happened
I
there?
don't know, the lights just blew. Oh, but the TV's gone, so I think the bulbs are gone.
Oh.
We'll carry on. We'll carry on as we go.
So we choose either a quiz or a question. It's either a quiz, which is a answerable question, or a question which could go on to a little debate.
Okay. So, it's worse, didn't it? Because we had a big power surge or whatever, and all the lights have gone off. So we're now sat in darkness with just you to keep us company, listeners.
Yeah.
So, what's the first quiz or question we've
What
got?
are you expecting from class? There's a question.
Okay, well, it's an opinion, so it's a question.
Question.
I'm, do you know, I really don't know what I'm expecting.
Yeah, I know.
from it.
I'm not expecting too much, to be honest.
No, I've got a feeling it's one of those things where I'm not expecting that much from it either, but I'm hoping that we'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'm hoping to.
Whether we are or whether we're not, we should find out. But I don't know, there's just something about the setting. I don't know, I don't really like the idea of it being set in a school, but I guess because they've gone for the young adult theme, they felt that would be a good idea. And I guess if you look at some of the other stuff that they've been putting on CBBC, you look at things like Wolf Blood, which worked really well in that setting.
It did.
So maybe it will work. Maybe it will work good. I'm hoping that whilst there'll be strange things going on in Coldfield School, that they don't link it too much to canon.
No, I know. So, what ideas for Big Finish stories do you have? Quiz question.
It's a question again. Ooh, good thing about Big Finish, and you answer some as well if you want. Hey, all the lights come back on. Yay. Hey, I think one of the great things about Big Finish is it brings with it all of the gives us a chance to actually get some of the doctors that didn't really, like Paul McGann, for instance, gives them the chance to really shine and just get a bit more of their story. What do you think?
Yes, well, my ideas are that we should have some reunited doctors, like doctors meeting, like Tom Baker meeting Sylvester McCoy or something.
Yeah. Do you think though that whilst I agree with that, would that concept get a bit boring if it happened too much?
It only for like 4 adventures.
Yeah.
But
do you know what I like the idea of?
What?
And they've done this already, so it's not something which is like a great idea of mine. But I like that idea of classic doctors meeting.
Yeah, that is good.
Sorry, not classic doctors. Classic, so modern doctors meeting classic villains.
Yeah, but it's been the other way round.
Yeah.
They've done it the other way round.
So I like that, I think.
So how many years has Big Finish lasted for? Because it's Big Finish Day, there is a lot more quiz questions.
Okay. Oh, we forgot to mention that Big Finish Day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Big Finish Day.
Yes.
Why is it
Happy
Big Finish Day? Is it his birthday?
Big Finish Day 8.
Is it because it's the birthday of? Or is it just a general thing they decided to do?
It's just an event.
Okay.
Thing.
So, well, what was it? How many years has Big Finish lasted? Do you know? I don't know. It's a quiz. It's a quiz, isn't it? It's a right answer. I have no idea.
I think it's 16.
16 years? Has it really been going that long?
17.
I thought it was fairly new.
No.
Close. Okay.
How long do you think Peter Capaldi will last in Doctor Who? Was a question.
It's a question. There's an opinion. I think we have one more series.
I do, yes. I think that is right, because there have been rumours that he is going to, and Stephen Moffat, that they're going to leave this season.
I think you can imagine that, and I think particularly picking up on what we talked about earlier on, we said about how draining it is now, because there's so much of the year is based on either filming or promoting it.
Yeah.
I think it does take its toll, and I think you can probably see that each of the last few Doctors have lasted that same period of time. So yeah, I think we've got one more season, alas.
Who has wrote the most Doctor Who episodes? Was a question.
It's probably a quiz.
Quiz.
I would say you. You win loads of them. You mean in the actual series itself?
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if anyone's written more than Moffat.
Yeah. I don't.
Do you know the answer to this or not?
No.
I would be very surprised if anyone's written any more than Stephen Moffat, because he's written a lot, hasn't he?
Meaning classic Who, it's Robert Holt.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's written as many as Moffat has.
No, he hasn't.
So Moffat.
Yeah, Moffat.
Okay. Okay.
So, what is your favourite Sea Devil or Silurian story?
Okay. That's a question because it's an opinion. Do you know, I think it might be the one we watched today, Sea Devils.
Yeah.
I think I prefer that than the Silurians.
How do
Definitely.
you know you haven't watched it?
Yeah, I have.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we watched it. Silurians.
What's Silurian?
First one was Silurians. Didn't
No, we never did.
Yes, it did.
No, we didn't.
Sure.
No, we didn't. With Liz.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. When the Brigadier plans to destroy the Silurians.
I must go, I can't remember that.
Well, you did. I know we didn't watch that together. The
Well,
only one we've watched together from that series was Inferno.
Well, perhaps I remember it from like either years back or my dreams. Could be that.
So, what do you think is the most underrated Doctor Who episode ever?
I'm still answering the other one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still answering the previous one.
Yeah.
The other one that you've got is, of course, the Peter Davidson one, haven't you?
Yeah.
Back,
I don't think so.
Which is good, but not as good as the Sea Devils. And then you've got the more recent ones, and that the one we watched, that we watched the other week, the
Hungry
Earth, Cold Blood. That was really good, actually. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, but probably still not as good as the Sea Devils.
Have you finished that?
And the Silurians, which you've not watched.
What?
You've not watched it, have you?
I have. What do you think is the most underrated Doctor Who episode ever?
The Silurians.
It's a question.
It's a question.
Question.
Most underrated episode ever. Oh, I've got to really think through this one. Which one? I know the answer.
What?
Colony in Space. I think people do like Colony in Space, but it's never as high on people's list as it is on mine.
No.
Because I've got it very high. What do you think?
I think it may be something like that.
Yeah? Have you got anything other than Colony in Space you think so?
Don't think so.
Twin Dynam, maybe?
No, that's terrible. It deserves to be underrated.
What do you think is the most underrated New Who story?
Depends whether you mean underrated or terrible.
I mean underrated. I'll tell you what I think it is. Kill the Moon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kill the Moon is very underrated.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it for quiz or question.
Excellent.
And for the show, that means.
Okay, so what do we have on next week's Doctor Who
On
Time?
episode-
Doctor Who Time and Space.
On episode 143 of the podcast next week, we are going to be looking back at the 1980s in Doctor Who, which will be a very interesting discussion.
It will. It will indeed. We'll also be talking about the Robots of Death, giving our reviews and thoughts on that.
We will be looking at the news and views in the Who universe,
We will also have a Who to face.
and we will be pressing the magic randomizer button
Excellent.
yet again.
Before we sign off, did you just want to give a couple of headline points of things that are going on your channel?
Well, a new Behind the Sofa should be released sometime soon.
Yeah.
As well as we've got a merchandise review out.
Yeah.
And of December, and also last week's Behind the Sofa on Logopolis as well. So
Yeah, loads of good stuff.
yeah, loads of good stuff.
We'll look forward to, if we don't see you before, we will look forward to chatting to you all this time next week.
So see you next Saturday again at this time on 4 p.m. I'm Lewis Moon.
And I'm Deacon.
Signing off for you. Good day!